Hello, dears. This isn't episode 18. We're gonna call it episode 17 and a half. It's basically a heads up to those of you who never read the notes that go along with the podcast episodes. First thing, I'm taking a week off to read books on a beach. I've heard lots about your summertime adventures, including one of you setting off in a canoe. And now it's my turn. There will still be a podcast tomorrow, and then episode 19 will arrive on Monday the 22nd. Yesterday, I released the mild rebuke trigger and the puppy version of it. I have 2 other versions that I'm looking to put out into the world before the end of the month. But I let some members of my happy harem on Patreon take a listen to them before release, and the consensus was they could use some tweaking, so that's what I'll be doing. Now, one other session was released yesterday with basically no fanfare, though you might have seen it in the email newsletter. That was The Pirate Queen. The Pirate Queen is an erotic story, plain and simple. It's all about hypnotic domination and bootlicking and humiliation and all that good stuff. And it's on the website waiting for you now. Now, if you love some bootlicking and some foot worship, you need to vote for that one by downloading it, and I'll probably send some more your way. At the end of this podcast, I've included a little piece of The Pirate Queen for your listening pleasure. And let me tell you a little something about the way this season is put together. If you've listened to Getting Longer for Season 4, then you'll know that those sessions begin with you getting ready for your appointment with a hypno mistress in her home. And the important part of each session, it takes place in the listening room, which is a comfortable room for listening to, well, whatever you might want to listen to. When I picture the room, I can easily picture Jon Hamm and the rest of the cast of Mad Men hanging out there. Talking shop and drowning themselves in expensive whiskey. This isn't the last story that I'll share in the listening room. I just like the idea too much. Now, before I go, let me tell you one last important thing. I give away a lot of sessions. Not all of them, but a lot. Just yesterday, you will have earned a mild rebuke. Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to employ that trigger right now. I'm saving it for a few weeks from now. This one thing that's been bothering me is because many of my sessions, they build on top of each other or require such and such trigger, it can sometimes be a little costly to pick up the things you might have missed. Imagine you wanted every Sabriel session. So I've grabbed a fancy schmancy plugin for my shop that lets me set a discount to be applied automatically. So when your cart creeps over $30, you'll get a 15% discount. And if you reach the lofty heights of $60, it'll auto-magically turn into a 20% discount. I set this up yesterday and played with it for a while, and it seems to be working as intended. Now, if you manage to break it and take me to the cleaners, I suppose you deserve everything coming to you. If you'd been paying attention to the little notes I've put out over the last week, then not one thing I've told you will be a surprise. It means you're my clever, observant, attentive boy, so pleased with himself, someone I'm so proud of, and I'm sure that's enough of a reward. For everyone else, you have my permission for release today. Alright, so here's that sneak peek from the Pirate Queen that I promised you. If you share a certain fascination with worshipping at my feet, you might even finish in the next 8 minutes. Don't groan. Don't give yourself away. You let out a long, audible breath, and I know I almost have you. Your voice has faded, losing its brash captain's edge. Yes, you say, dusty. Do you wonder if I notice the tremor in your voice? I ask you again, this time making my voice more friendly. It's easier to have your boots shiny when someone else tends to them. Isn't that right, dear? When others clean our boots, it makes us happy. You stand there with a confused look that is familiar to me. I've played this scenario out with other captains. The whore in town who sets the trigger, and my crew always willing to take another ship. But it never gets old. You stand there, tall and trying to be strong, your breath burning in your throat. My gray eyes darken like angry thunderclouds, showing the weather's change. And wouldn't it be nice, dear, to clean my boots for me? You try to temper your confusion, some anger, with amusement, and you try to resist asking why you'd want to. But we both know you're just going through motions at this point. Even as some part of you rails against it, urges you to fight against me, you're already lost. You were lost the minute you followed the wrong wench up the stairs at that seaside pub. And your ship will be lost to you. No guns needed in my piracy. No bloodshed, no losing any of my precious crew. I found a better way to get everything that I want. And right now, I want you. Are you glad of the semi-darkness that you think hides the flush in your cheeks? This humiliating, deflated feeling is new to you. Your cheeks will burn in remembrance every single time you think of this moment, and I welcome it. I welcome the breaking of you. I attempt to ease some of your unease now. I want you hard, not just blushing and stammering. I cross to your bed and sit on the edge, pulling a box over to place my feet on. Come along, be of use. Let's get these boots back to being worthy of my outfit. Worthy of me. You want answers. I can see the confusion, but you know nothing is free. so you can earn your answers, and perhaps you'll earn even more pleasure, or your freedom, or both, or none. Who knows? I shrug in mock resignation. I guess we just have to see where this takes us. Wouldn't it be nice, dear, to clean my boots and find out what you can do next for me? Your breath is shallow, your senses drugged, and your body moves to obey. You attempt at first to squat down and use the cloth from your pocket to wipe the dust from my boots. A quick push of my foot against your shoulder is enough to knock you out of the squat and onto your ass. Kneel, Captain. It'll be easier. And you do. Misery is like a steel weight. I allow it to pull you down. I know that I'll tug you back to the surface before this is over, but it's good for you to know who saves you. I save you. A glazed look spreads across your face. Maybe a choked, desperate laugh. And you're polishing my boots with the same care that your man gives to yours. There's something about kneeling before a strong woman. It is good for a man. You have so many things filling that handsome head of yours, keeping you going this way and that way. And I intend to help you, to give you focus, peace, rest. You deserve rest. You deserve to focus on cleaning my boots, practically giving them worship, as you'll give me your worship. You've missed a spot. Get it wet, and don't you dare spit on my boots. Caress them with your tongue. Don't look so surprised. Lick them like a good man so that we can find out what comes next. You may want to lick my boots for hours, but I might have other ideas for that mouth. You're talented. What an amazing job. This comes to you so naturally. Look how much nicer they look already. The smile in my voice makes you oddly happy. Licking my boots, are you almost embarrassed by how pleased you feel by my praise? You are conditioned to crave my praise, you silly, stupid man. And you accept it so nicely. See? More praise, more happiness. Go ahead. Bury your burning face against my leg. I'll allow it. I can show mercy.